Hey, hello, how are you, my dear Swift learners? I hope that you all are very safe and sound at your homes. And I, Ritika, am back for you with a very new session. And before telling you what are we going to study today, we will be having our quick tour around SwiftLearn and we'll be seeing what is SwiftLearn all about. So SwiftLearn, it is India's most sincere learning destination wherein we provide the classes for grade 1st to grade 10th. Over here you will be getting 100% live interactive classes in which you will be having a maximum 6 students batch. Apart from the teachers, you will also get an academic team, mentor team who will be guiding you and who will be tracking your progresses, and also we cover your syllabus as per school exam schedule so that you can perform amazingly well there also. Apart from these features, there are all the more special features which make SwiftLearn special, which are the detailed progress reports. So after every 1.5 months you will be getting one progress report which will be containing every single thing from your test, your homework, your performance, your position in the class, every single thing. So accordingly you can improve. We have SwiftLearn academic test series for you all so that you can compete with various students and you can see where do you stand and you can work accordingly. You can also take unlimited practice tests which are available on the SwiftLearn portal, and also they include subjective tests so that you can practice on answer writing. So what are you waiting for? Just go to SwiftLearn and book a very free trial class. All you need to do is just go to Play Store, download the SwiftLearn app, select your class, and then here you go. Whichever subject you want to, you can take the free trial class. Please subscribe to the channel of SwiftLearn because amazing lessons are going on here by various teachers, and press the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any update by SwiftLearn. So we have been doing air and atmosphere. We have already completed 2 sessions, right? And we are here on the 3rd session. So let us see what are the things that we are going to cover today. So we are going to have a quick revision and we are going to see balance of gases in the air. So talking about respiration and combustion, okay, we all know that for combustion air is very important, oxygen is very important, right? So let's have a quick difference between respiration and combustion. So respiration, we have actually also covered these things also. So respiration, it is a cellular process, that is it occurs inside the living cell, okay. So this process, it is biologically controlled process, and by this respiration process the energy is released in the living being's body. Now less than 50% of energy is liberated as heat. So in the respiration process, whichever energy we get, so from that energy less than 50% of energy it will be given out as heat. And here temperature, it is not allowed to rise because if it does the cells will get damaged, so that thing is not happening here. Now talking about combustion, so what is combustion? It is a non-cellular process, that is it doesn't occur in any cell and it is uncontrolled process. Then here energy, it is released in one single step, and all the energy which is produced, it is released as heat. So it can get hot enough to produce the light also, okay. It produces incandescent light and the temperature is very high since it is giving out heat and light, so the temperature starts to get very high. Now what is combustion? It is a chemical process in which what happens, the fuel, it combines with oxygen. We have already learned that oxygen is very essential for combustion to take place, and so what happens, the fuel, it combines with oxygen gas to release the energy in form of heat and light. So this heat and light we can use for producing electricity, to run our cars, and also for cooking process. Now balance cycle of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere, it is due to the photosynthesis process. So because plants take in carbon dioxide, give out oxygen, we take in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide, so by this thing a balance in the nature, it is maintained. Now the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen, we just now saw that it is maintained by the process of photosynthesis, okay, and it is also regulated by carbon dioxide released by animals during respiration. So it is a two-way process by which we are maintaining this balance in the atmosphere. Now in photosynthesis reaction, what happens, the carbon dioxide and water, they combine in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, which is the green pigment present in the leaves, to form what is known as carbohydrate and oxygen. So this is what is known as photosynthesis reaction. Now talking about rusting. What is rusting? Whenever we keep iron objects in moist surrounding, well, after some time there is a kind of rust, there is a kind of layer which forms on the surface like this, right? So it is formation of kind of layer, okay, which is actually mixture of iron oxide on the surface of iron object or structure. Now this rust, it is actually formed when reaction occur between oxygen and iron in an environment, okay. So the environment or the surrounding, it should be a bit of moist, okay. So the air containing high level of moisture, it again paves the way for rusting. So it is characterized by formation of a layer of red flaky substance that easily crumbles into a powder. So there is this brownish red color of powdery substance, which is the rust. So it is defined as process of slow eating away of iron due to attack of oxygen and moisture on its surface. So because of rusting, the quality of iron, it gradually degrades. So what happens? Iron, it combines with oxygen and water to form what is known as iron oxide, and this is what is rust. Now what are the factors that affect the rusting of iron? First is moisture. So the corrosion or the rusting of iron, it is limited to the availability of water in the environment. So whenever the iron substances, they are exposed to rains or to any moist environment, the rusting happens. Acid. Again, if the pH of environment surrounding the metal is low, the rusting process is quickened. So if it is like acidic environment, again the rusting will be quick. The rusting of iron, it speeds up when it is exposed to acid rain, and higher pH inhibits the corrosion of iron. Next is salt. So when iron is in the sea water, it will rust fast. Why? Because there are many salts which are present. So salty water, they have many type of ions which actually speed up the rusting process, because there is electrochemical reaction which happen over there. And next is impurity. So whenever we are having pure iron, it will rust very slowly. But if we have this low quality iron, okay, which is a mixture of many metals, it will rust very easily. Next is method of preventing the rusting. So what are the things by which we can prevent the rusting? So first of all, we can avoid bringing the iron substance near air and water. That is, we can avoid their surrounding with air and water. Next, oiling or greasing. So what happens, this oil or the grease, they form a kind of layer. You can see it over here, okay, kind of layer is formed, okay. So it can prevent rusting. So it is usually used in various type of machineries like bicycle chains or engines. Here we use oiling or greasing method. Next is painting. So when we paint, what happens, there is a layer of paint which accumulates or which deposits over the surface. So because of that, what happens, water and oxygen, they cannot come in contact with the iron. So it forms a protective layer over the object, and because of this, the rusting is prevented. So where do we use painting technique? We use in various gates, car, we use in bicycle, bridge, ships, etc. Next is electroplating. So what do? We coat the iron substance with a thin layer of zinc, and that process, it is known as galvanizing, okay. So coating the surface of iron with different metals like tin, chromium, zinc, okay, it is known as electroplating. Now here we use buckets, dustbin, and various sheets of iron, okay. We cover it with zinc, and the iron which is covered with zinc, it is known as galvanized iron. So whenever zinc will come into the picture, the iron will be galvanized iron. So this is iron nail which can easily rust. You can see powdery substance, and these are the galvanized iron iron nails which do not rust easily. Now what is the chemistry behind rusting of the iron? So the exposure of iron, okay, to oxygen and to the moist environment, it leads to formation of rust. Okay, and it is a gradual process. It doesn't happen in a 1 second or 1 minute. It happens gradually. What happens is the oxygen atom, they bond with iron atom. Okay, so it forms iron oxide. Now again, because of this, the bond between iron atoms, it weakens, and this is how the quality degrades. Why is rusting an undesirable phenomena? So rusting, it causes the iron to become very weak, very flaky. Okay, it degrades the quality, appearance, and permeability, means its durability is greatly reduced. Okay, and when the iron is rusted, it doesn't have the good properties. Okay, we cannot use it everywhere. Okay, so it can be damaging to automobiles or whatever, like if I talk about railway tracks, grills. Okay, so these substances, they greatly get damaged. That is why we need to coat them, or we need to take care of the substance so that rusting doesn't occur. Now time for some questions. Define rusting. So rusting, it is the process of degradation of iron due to the attack of oxygen and moisture on the surface. What is painting and how does it help in rusting? So it kind of makes an protective layer between the iron and the outer environment containing oxygen and moisture. So this layer protects the iron getting in direct contact with oxygen and moisture. So this is how it protects. Explain air as temperature controller. So we saw in our session 2 that air helps in maintaining the balance. Okay, so during daytime our temperature doesn't go too high because of this atmosphere which is acting as a protective blanket over the earth, and during night time also it protects us from extreme cold weather. So air, it is a conductor of heat, and various phenomena related or just are happening because of the air. That is, one is the water cycle. Okay, it is completely dependent on air. So this is how air helps to maintain the balance in the nature, and it protects us also. Now let's do an activity to see what have we learned. Okay, identify the necessary condition for rusting. So we need iron, oxygen, moisture or water, all of the above. Iron plus oxygen plus water, it leads to rust. Okay, so we can also call it as iron oxide. Okay, so we can call it as rusting, and it is iron oxide. Next, the process of coating metal like iron or steel with a thin zinc layer, it is known as galvanizing. Okay, so what are the things that we have covered today? We just had a quick revision of earlier concept. We learnt about balance of gases in the air, and we saw what is rust and how to prevent it, and what are the necessary conditions which lead to development of rust. So I hope you might have understood every single thing. We have already covered 2 sessions. We will be taking this chapter further. If you have missed out on any session, you can just go to SwiftLearn channel. All the videos are available there. And we will be meeting in the next class, taking this chapter forward. Please book your free trial class on the SwiftLearn. Very few slots are left. Let's meet in the next class. Thank you.